Hi Aquarius, welcome to June. This is Teresa from Tarot by T, and I'm getting ready to do your love TarotScope for June. And before I do that, I want to ring the bells first of all and create some sacred space around this reading. Call in some good energy. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for taking the time out to comment. I love hearing the feedback. And I read all of your comments. And try to answer as many as I can. As soon as I can. So, let's see what's coming up. And if you'd like a private reading, you can visit my website at tarotbyt.com. And we'll get you on the schedule. And I would be happy to work for you. Thank you also for those who have scheduled readings. I really enjoy working with you. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you. So let's see what's coming up in June. We have a full moon in Sagittarius. So that is happening in your 11th house. Yeah. So something may be coming to a culmination within a group that you belong to, either friendships or groups. I think you're going to start, plus Saturn is really close to this full moon, so you're going to see the reality of your friendships and the groups that you belong to. Maybe some truths will be surfacing because the full moon usually reveals secrets. If there's anything you need to know, you're going to find it out by this full moon. You're going to find out the truth. It could also mean that you're working toward a dream and it's coming to fruition. It doesn't have to be negative. And if you do achieve a goal at this full moon, it will be in place for a long time because Saturn lends stability to the full moon, seriousness and stability and responsibility. So you could be moving into a position of greater responsibility as well. Then we have a new moon in June, and that will be in Cancer, and June 23rd, I should say. So the full moon's on June 9th, and the new moon's on June 23rd. And that moon is going to be in Cancer, and that will be a healing moon. That's going to be connected with Mercury, so there'll be some healing conversations. So for you, for Cancer, it could either be in your 6th house, but because it's in early Cancer, it might also be in the 5th house. So there could be some, like a romantic relationship where you need to be more vulnerable with each other. You need to, you might have a healing conversation with a romantic partner, where if things have been kind of shaky lately, you can put things right by, or it could also be a new romance coming up that has a healing effect on you. That is with a more nurturing person, someone who's more maternal, more nurturing, who seems to be to fulfill your needs better than something that you've experienced in the past. So there are good things coming up in June. So let's see what's coming up for Aquarius in the month of June. What does Aquarius need to know about love for the month of June? Love and life in general. Okay. So, the Two of Swords, the Moon, the Eight of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Justice card, the Four of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Devil, the Star, and the Five of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so you start out with this Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of a stalemate. It's a card of indecision. You know you have to make a choice. You know you have to make a decision about something. But for some reason you're choosing not to decide. It's like you're in a stalemate. I think you're waiting for another person to make a move. And you also have the Moon card here, so you're not seeing things clearly. I think there's stuff that you're not you don't have enough information to make a decision. You may feel like things are going on behind the scenes and you don't have enough information. You want more information. So you're kind of like choosing not to decide in the month of June. It could be about a relationship. Maybe you've been idealizing someone and you're not sure what to do. You're not really sure, like, are you imagining things about this person? Is this person for real? Are they not for real? Are they trying? Like, you're not sure if you could trust someone. Is this person deceiving me? Is this person on my side? I don't know what to think. So there's confusion. You start out the month with confusion. A part of you is waiting for another person to make a move. And it's like you're both in that same situation. The way you want to resolve the situation is by dropping your guard and laying your cards on the table. So you may have to just talk. Just say, hey, look, let's talk. Let's cut through all the confusion. Let's lay our cards on the table. Tell me what's up. And that's how you'll break the stalemate. So if you're in this like holding pattern with a relationship, where you might have had a falling out with someone, or you're not sure what's going on because you're not hearing from the person, or they're not hearing from you, and you just need to sit down and talk and clear it up. And I think that will help. The Eight of Swords is in your past, so you may feel like you're stuck in a situation that's very limiting, and you're afraid to break out of it. It could be a relationship that feels stifling, or it could be that you're just afraid to make a move. You're afraid to make that decision. You feel like your options are limited. But I think you have more options than you think. You're just not seeing clearly. You have the Two of Cups here in the recent past. So there's potential for partnership, but I feel like there's an imbalance in the relationship. The Two of Cups can relate to a soulmate connection where you're seeing eye to eye with someone, but I think one of you is maybe afraid of commitment. One of you is afraid of intimacy. One of you is afraid to go deeper. You're afraid, there's a lot of passion because the Devil card is here. So there's passion, there's a lot of attraction, there's like a chemistry, but you're afraid of it. At the same time, you're afraid of being overwhelmed by the relationship. Sometimes also the Devil card can come up in a codependent relationship where one person is doing all the giving, you're enabling someone else, like you're taking care of someone else. So you may have to set some boundaries. You might be dealing with someone who's immature when it comes to love, because the Page of Cups is here. So they may, tell you they love you. They may be very sensitive, very artistic, very tender. But you think that but you don't know, they're kind of young in their approach to love. They live in a fantasy world. You have the Justice card and the Four of Wands coming up in the future, and the Star card. So if you're thinking about partnering with someone, the Justice card can mean several things. It can mean a favorable outcome to a legal situation. It could mean if you've applied for a job, the decision will go in your favor. So if you're waiting for someone to make a decision or to decide, maybe there's a relationship where someone else has to make a choice of whether to commit or not. The decision will go in your favor. Justice will be done. And the Four of Wands usually means celebration and victory. So you're going to be celebrating success on some level, and you're going to be closer to achieving a dream. You have the possibility to achieve a dream in June. You have the Star in your hopes and wishes. The only problem is this Devil card and the Five of Swords. There are some limitations. So you might be in a relationship that has some limitations, where you might be dealing with someone who can be hostile at times. Like you're dealing with someone's vindictiveness, or if they feel like you've slighted them in some way, they're being hostile to you for some reason. So you may feel victimized. Maybe you felt like you've been bullied in a situation and you're looking for justice. So there'll be a favorable outcome of a legal situation. So if you've been the victim of abuse, there will be a favorable outcome. You'll be able to get, compensated for that. If you're dealing with someone's hostility, all the more reason you have to sit down and talk to them. Because there might be some confusion, some misinterpretation going on, where you're not seeing the reality. Alternately, the Five of Swords also represents knowing when to cut your losses and move on. So it could be for some of you that you're in a relationship where you've been trying to make this person change, you've been trying to get through to them, and you're just not getting through to them. Maybe you're dealing with someone who has mental issues, and they have limitations in their thinking. They're overly emotional, or they're just crazy in some ways. They might have a drinking problem or drug problem, and you're trying to get through to them, but you just, even though you love the person, there's a lot of love here. I feel love and tenderness, but at the same time, frustration. So no matter how much you care about this person, you just can't get through to them. You can't, they're going to be who they are. The Five of Swords is you have to accept someone for who they are. You have to understand that this person has limitations. Even though they may love you and they may care about you, they can only care so much. They can only go so far. And so you can't expect more than what they can deliver. So then you have to decide, do I want to cut my losses and move on? Or do I want to stay and accept the limitations of the situation? So you can achieve whatever you want, but you have to be realistic and accept the reality. So with the Five of Swords, you might be cutting your losses and moving on because you feel like, I can't change this, I can't fix this person, they are who they are, and I want something else. Or you might be dropping your guard and, having it out, laying your cards out, and dealing with the person. But I feel like you're going to be hearing a message of love in June. Like someone is going to confess their feelings to you. You're going to be sharing emotions, possibly with this new moon in Cancer. You're going to be talking about how you feel, and things are going to come to a head in some relationship, where you're going to be saying, you might be confronting someone and saying, hey, you've been really hostile to me lately, what's going on? Or you may be confronting someone and saying, I've been trying to get through to you and I'm not getting through to you, I'm thinking of leaving. But I think no matter what you do, you're going to wind up resolving it, and there'll be a fair decision, because you have Justice, the Four of Wands, and the Star. So whatever happens, it will be a fair outcome for both parties. And you'll feel that justice has been done in some situation. It's also, Justice is a card of karma. So whatever you're putting out there is going to come back to you. So if you've been hostile towards someone, you might be getting that back. So, you want to kind of balance that as well. It's better to... don't play games in June. It's better to have an honest conversation with someone and cut to the chase and lay your cards on your table and say, hey, look, this is how I've been feeling, this is what I'm thinking, what's going on with you? And that way you don't have to guess about what's happening. You don't have to guess about what another person is thinking. You know the truth. Because they're going to tell you. You're going to ask and they're going to tell you. And that way you can move away from this, because this is a battle that you don't want to fight this battle, because you're both going to get hurt. So if you want to retaliate, let's say someone's not treating you fairly and you feel victimized and you're thinking about retaliation, it's only going to hurt both people. So I would avoid revenge and retaliation, and it's going to set you up for a karmic situation. I would instead choose an honest discussion, to have, a heart-to-heart talk with the person. Break the ice. If you're the one who has to break the ice, break the ice. Call that person up. Say, hey, let's talk. And then you'll have a positive outcome. And that will be better than acting on what you think is true, which may not be true, because you have the moon here. So you might be acting based on what you think is true, and you're just not reading the situation correctly. Like you may be thinking, oh, this person hasn't called me, they must be, they don't need me anymore, they don't care. But it could be like you don't know what's going on in their life. They could be having problems, or, it could be something else, and it's not what you're thinking. So honest communication, healing communication, I see for you this month. And achieving a dream, achieving a goal that you've wanted for a long time. Justice being done. Decisions going in your favor. So there'll be a positive outcome. But you want to choose your battles wisely, because if you fight, you might be up against a force or a power that is stronger than you. And you don't want to you don't want to cut your nose to spite your face, kind of. You don't want to do something like win the battle but lose the war. So just think about it. Think about, before you engage in battle with someone, think about what the outcome will be, because it may hurt. You might wind up getting, both sides getting hurt, and it won't accomplish anything. It's better to just be softer in your confrontation. Don't go out with full guns blaring, do more of a, try a more diplomatic approach rather than a hostile, being on the attack kind of approach. But I see, so there's like mixed energies in June. I feel like some injustice will be resolved. I also feel like some words of love are going to be communicated. You're going to get to the bottom of a relationship where you're going to be sharing your vulnerabilities, your emotions. And I think in the long run, things are going to work out. So just don't react. Don't fight fire with fire. Don't retaliate. Choose peace. And I think you'll be fine. So that's my forecast for June, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was a help to you. And I wish you much blessings. And I wish you love and success. And I will talk to you again in July. Thank you.